Did it work? It had to have worked. Always got to make the confirmation. Yes, it did. All right. Hey, 2 for 2. You believe in miracles? It's Olympic season. Yeah, right. Olympic time. So you believe in miracles? Yeah. 2 for 2. I got the chat pulled up. What's up? I got Moto, Virginia. Ben, American Outlaw. What's up, everybody? Everyone. Yeah, I'm doing good. I hope everybody's doing good. This is episode 2. Good Lord. Yeah, waiting on spring. Me too. Early for a change. Yeah, Ben. No, I got you. That's awesome. Thank y'all for showing up, man. Episode 2. Let's go. I probably just messed everything up. Nope, didn't. Okay, good. Yeah, one day, Motobomb, for real. Yeah, we're gonna ride. I don't know where we're gonna go. We're gonna go wherever we go. It's gonna be riddled in traffic cones and bad drivers. You know, that's the only thing. And cheers to everybody but American Outlaw. I guess there's not a Gatorade. No disrespect. Loving the summer over here. Yeah, that's a funny thing about, and the awesome thing about like having people spread out across, obviously the diversity as far as, you know, people's logic, riding on the opposite side of the road. So Australia, it's weird to me still seeing like you'll make a turn on one of your 3-hour-long moto vlogs, and you'll make a turn, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, oh no, and I'm like, oh yeah, never mind, he's cool, he's good. So that South Aus Moto, TC Garage, and Indian Crusader, well, there's the Australians, but I watch them, and I'm like, it throws me for a loop. But South Aus, he does a lot of off-road stuff too. So where he goes, there is no road. There is no paved road. I tell you what, it took me, I said it last episode, it took me about almost a dozen on the other channel, the other dimension. And I finally think I've got it down. And one thing that's cool about OBS is I found out that you can use different, what do they call them, profiles here. So there's a profile for this channel, so I can just isolate everything I do. My scenes and everything can be just here. Scene collection can just be here. And another channel, YouTube channel, I can have a whole different setup and not have to worry about mixing the two. So that's awesome. Yeah, the monsters are great for rides. Yeah, and keep you awake, right? But no, I don't even think they do anything for me at this rate. I think I drink them because of the flavor, the taste. Thank you. I love when I forget about something and then when you will remind me, jog my memory. So I was talking about the awesome thing, and not just the opposite side of the roads, but the diversity on it is like all different backgrounds, and especially like the environment, the weather. So while we were getting inundated with cold weather and snow, and you know, not the best riding weather here in the States, Canada, Moto Alley, right? Go back up there, spoke in the eye, to be able to watch other people where they're talking about how it's like 100 plus degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, I said it weird. Anyway, but it's cool to see. So there's always something to kind of like, you know, have fun with. And I try to do, I mentioned before, it's, you know, whatever, it's known probably at this point, but I ride year round because I just try to take advantage of it. And we don't have the brutal cold. It's cold, but to get on the bike for 20 minutes, yeah, my hands hurt today. I'll get into that today. I rode around for about 45 minutes and my hands were hurting pretty bad by the time I came back. I had my regular riding gloves. I didn't have like the winter gloves on or anything like that because it was like 54 today or something, somewhere around there, 50 something degrees. And then it dropped down. I think it's probably, what is it now? I could say 42 degrees. But anyway, sun's down too, so it's whatever. But just to be able to see like summer months and then when we get into it, it ties people over, you know, until they can get to ride or whatever, potentially. I know some people they're like, oh man, I can't get into it. I can't get into it because it drives me crazy. I want to ride. I don't want to watch other people ride. Summertime, we'll be complaining about how hot it is and all that stuff. And not us, but like people in general, which I always thought it was funny because like that's what the summer does. It gets hot. And then they're like, "Oh, it's hot out here," and it's like, "Yeah, like it's summer. That's what it does. Look at your calendar." But you know, we'll get there, and then they just do that transition back to winter for all the people that are enjoying their summer. So to me, that's another weird thing. Is like Christmas in the summertime for y'all. You know, spring, summer is like it's weird to me. What do they say when you get older? They say it's not the heat that gets you; it's the humidity. And they're like, "Yeah." That's why, like. A quick tangent, like in the academy, they were, you know, my side of the academy, we went through the fire side or fire school. It was the EMS first, and then it was the fire side, and we went through that in like August. It was like July and August, but by the time we did that, so it was like the heat of the summer. And they're like, if you can't take the in turnout gear and all that stuff, if you can't take this heat, it's 98 degrees. If you can't hack this, how are you going to hack 1,000-degree, attic fire or something like that or whatever? And then when you find out like later on that like humidity is way different. I mean, heat, you go to the burn buildings and you go into burn, like an actual burning building, or you go to the training, being on the burn team, so I'm accustomed to like going to the same building and the sensors going off and how I have to, cool the fire because it gets over a certain amount of degrees and stuff like that. And it's like, it's warm, you feel it, but it doesn't zap your energy like humidity. So that's the one thing. So anytime like I don't correct them because they're trying to prove a point, obviously. But when the instructors or something will say something about the, if you can't take this, it's 85 degrees out here. How are you hot? And it's like, man, it's not the same. It is not the same. I promise you on that. All right. And has a lot to do with the turnout gear that we have. We have where I work. They get us really, really good stuff. They're really like top of line stuff when it comes down to from our face piece or SCBA to the turnout gear. So if you start feeling heat and the sting of heat and burning and start, blistering up potentially, you've actually got to the point where your gear's failing at that point, but that's a different topic. All right, back to motorcycle stuff. I'll take heat over the cold anytime. Me too, man. American Outlaw, like for real. I got to the point I used to, not that it's good, but I used to be able to ride. I would ride in a t-shirt. Getting older, I guess that's what it is. Obviously, well, that is what it is. But I would ride in a t-shirt. It'd be 60 degrees and it'd be nothing. It would just feel good. And now like 65, I got to have a sweatshirt on. I got to have a hoodie. So I keep saying sweatshirt. I don't wear sweatshirts. Hoodies are so much cooler, aren't they? But anyway, that's a way to combat. I don't know. Went on a tangent. There it is. So I took cold showers for almost a year after that. So the first thing, 2 doors closing, highlights in quotes, because what are highlights to me, right? No commentary, which is going to be difficult. GoPro versus Insta 360 fight and podcast. So one of the doors that's closing it's sad to say, but my vacation is over. So that's one door that's closing. The other one, I'll get into that right now, is I officially privated. I think I deleted them. All the firefighter videos that I had over there. Oh, voice cracks. I'm so emotional. So emotionally tied to that. But no, so I got rid of I remember 3 weeks ago I was talking about it, and then just yesterday or the day before I went ahead and just got rid of them because the last part on the podcast I want to talk about that. So I want to go ahead and knock that out. But yeah, so vacation coming to an end. Please feel sorry for me after being off for a month. Making a ton of videos. I have an autofocus, so every time I can hear it, like finding. So every time I take a drink, it focuses on the can as it should. You can't ever see. This is like terrible, like placement. So you can't see it's a monster because I can't drink this way. I can, but I'll spill it all over myself. You drink it this way, and then all you see is all the chemicals in it. Terrible advertisement. I get a can in a can, like a Russian doll, and spin it around so that you can see it. Anyway. Is that it? I guess that's it. Yeah. If I do this. Yeah. Boom. Gone. Look, there's no pressure. I've never looked so good in my life. Look at me. I'm not even on this. That's perfect. That's exactly. I look better this way. All right. So highlight. So this is something I did one time before. I'm back. Sorry. I love OBS. I love this thing. So the highlight video, I got to the point where I was able to, lost my train of thought. Stand by. I need like a screen that says like he's thinking of what he was going to say. Highlights. Nailed it. Good. I got it. I'm back. Mike, what's up, man? Let's see. So I got back to like focus. Got to focus here. Yeah. Too much going on, right? Have a swig of Monster. I got to where I I just do the lives for the people that are here, because originally I would do the lives, but I would try to I ended up rushing myself. Surprise, right? Still, it was like 2 hour long, but I would rush myself in some of the conversations because I think that it was going off to the point where if you watch the playback, it was like, well, where is this going? Right. And then I realized several episodes in, one, people don't watch the live again, and I don't blame them. Although I do have the playback king, Moto Alley. So Moto Alley watches it, and we have our conversation because he works nights. So he's working now. He pops in here and there, depending on his breaks and stuff like that, which is funny. I was like, you know what? What am I? I'm in a way, I'm doing a disservice for those that are showing up for live. Not everybody has to show up, of course. That's not a thing. But excuse me, I need to make it to where, if you're here, I want to give y'all the attention. And if somebody watches the playback, that's one thing. That's that's awesome. But the likelihood of anybody watching the playback was one. It was Moto Alley. So thanks, Moto Alley. That's so funny. So I got to the point where I was like, well, you know what? Maybe I'll do the last channel, the last dimension, the other dimension. I was like, I'll do a highlight video for those that don't want to sit through the live. And man, I turned 2 hours and 15 minutes, 2 hours, whatever the live was, because they would kind of run just over 2 hours. I changed it down. I cut it down dramatically. By the time I was done, it was 55 minutes, and I released it. And I was like, man, I don't know. I almost didn't release it. I was like, well, that doesn't really make sense. So I thought, and I only did it one time because I was like, well, that doesn't really change much. It goes, it cuts away some stuff. But if I was saying something, if you told me to count to 10, this is how I count. This is how I talk. American Outlaw can back me with this. I would count 1, 2, 3, and then I would start talking about, the wall, this is the color that, that we painted it, but we're looking between two different colors. And I'd say, whatever, 3, 4, 5. What was I talking about? And then I would go on to I was thinking about riding today and doing all this stuff. The weather's nice. Go back to work. 6, 7, 8. Then I'd probably go back to 5. That's how I was answering these questions. So the highlight video that was condensed, I was trying to find a way to so going back to two doors closing. So I would leave that whole section in the highlight. And that's why it was 55 minutes instead of what I did this last go around is I changed 2 hours into 20 minutes, and I put up a bunch of goof ups and pretty much just picked on myself for probably 15 minutes and it told actual stuff for 5 minutes. So the goal for the highlights was, if people don't necessarily want to sit through 2 hours, the people that do will, and the people that don't won't, and that's perfectly fine. But it's completely different being there live and being able to talk. And that's one of the best parts about live is instead of going back and forth in the comment section or video to video between whoever makes the videos, basically a squirrel on crack. That's me. Thank you. That's exactly right. Basically, yeah. Count to 10. I can't. So it's not because I'm dumb. It's because I just physically can't stay focused enough because there's so many other thoughts. Anyway, so don't get me going. So you're trying to get me going. So I went to the point where I was like, there's some stuff I talk about that these topics aren't going to make videos. Most of them are not going to make videos. I'm not going to talk about vacation's over. I might bring that up in a sentence or two, but I'm not going to have a whole video about vacation's over. I'm not going to talk about how I deleted the old channel or deleted all the videos of the old channel necessarily. I might bring it up in a casual part of the conversation of a video, but it's not going to be its own entity. So people might miss that information, and not that it's a big deal, but that's just examples. So what I thought I would do is just give the Cliff Notes version best I can, the Cliff Notes version of the highlight of the live stream into the highlights. So I condensed it. I did it. It's still kind of longer than I wanted. I was hoping for 10 minutes, but to be able to pick on myself enough, I had to get an extra 10 minutes. So it's 20 minutes long. I like it. It's pretty cool for me to go through it. The thing is, I want to put the chat in there too. Open books. Exactly. See, you're nice. You remembered. That's awesome. That's it. So good on you, Mike. Yeah, my open books, and then I'll come back to that later. So that's awesome. Very, very true. I hit the mic like a true professional. Not you, Mike. I hit the microphone. Anyway, moving on. It's fun too because another thing is, and I'll move on, I promise after this, I don't know what I'm talking about. Surprise. I'll do a moto vlog and I'll speak what I want to talk about. And by the time I get done, I'm like, man, did I talk about this? I don't know if anybody else is like that, but I'm like, did I say this? Oh, I think I forgot to say that. Did I say that? That last episode, actually, I'm covered in drywall dust, which is pretty funny. So I'm a little white powder all over me. Drywall, I promise. So anyway, because I like to pick on myself and it's very easy to do in these playbacks. All right. No commentary. Is it even possible? Right. That was like the first, it was basically reviews on bikes. And this is what I love how I forget what I'm going to say. And I look over here and it's, oh yeah, no commentary. so good. It keeps me on task between y'all and my notes over here. And I was like, man, I want to do like, I want to like promote the Honda Shadow. And I was watching these videos, like people riding Honda Shadow reviews, Honda Shadow, you know, it was just a Shadow. It was, you know, they'd say Lucky Aces does a good job when he talks about, he doesn't even talk, but he lists everything that's on the bike, whatever's new and stuff. And I don't know if I would probably do it in the description, but I kind of want to have just a video. I'm thinking like once a month, just a video of a 10-minute ride and like no commentary. That's right. You heard it here. You heard it here first, right? No commentary where I don't say anything and I just ride for 10 minutes. And I want to do it in different locations of Hampton Roads. So whether it's Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Chesapeake, Portsmouth, Newport News, Hampton, Suffolk, whatever, Virginia, Moyock, North Carolina, Elizabeth City, North Carolina, like all around the area and hit different points for 10 minutes. A 10-minute ride with no commentary would be awesome with raw sound of the bike. Yeah, I've seen other YouTubers do that. YouTubers, what? I don't know if they were Indian or Harley, but they went overseas for a ride. If you're not into bigger bikes. Oh, I just saw Moto Alley. I got to skip because real quick. How's everyone not here for? Yeah, that's what I knew you probably didn't pop out. So I got to say hi. Playback King's here. Yeah. So say hi to you real quick, Moto Alley. Hope work's going all right for you, man. Make some money. If nothing else, you're making some money. GoPro versus Insta360 fight. You didn't hear this. It's not number 2. I was supposed to have this one popped already. Don't worry about it. I can quit anytime. I promise. I haven't finished this. Oh, I have a drinking problem. Originally, last year, I bought the second GoPro, the 13, because the 360 was bugging me. The way I've mentioned it before. The 360 is fantastic. There's a video on it. As far as I talk about the good things, how versatile it is, never miss a shot. But it bugs me it bugs me so much that when I edit the footage, I cannot get the GoPro and the 360 footage to look right. Color correcting, color grading. I can't get it right. And other people can. Other people can. I can't. So with getting another camera that I mentioned before, the GoPro will essentially go to the handlebars that it already is. I got another action camera that I'm going to try out. And it's more so where I want to test it out in low light. And the 360, what bugs me the most about the 360 is the color is one thing, because when you go from that being a second camera, it's fantastic. And I mentioned in the video, it's fantastic. Like if you're just starting out, or you just want one camera, it literally does everything. You can put it on your handlebars and it will get your shot in front of you. It will get your shot to the left, to the right, above. It takes away where I have a 2-camera system, essentially my GoPro on my helmet, my GoPro on the handlebars facing me and facing forward. And then if I want to look left or right to capture something, I'm going to physically have to move my head left and right. That GoPro will do it, or excuse me, that 360 will do it all. So I always say like the 360, it has a place, but I've even used it on the side where I put it on a tripod and let it sit there. And it gets everything I'm working on in the garage, in the parking lot, when I was working on a thumbnail, shooting a thumbnail and stuff like that. But I can't get over the fact that like when I watch it, the sharpness is just not there. And the last topic that I had was podcast. I did the in-person podcast with Lucky Aces riding. I did that with the 360, but anyway, we're done with that topic. Moving on. See, there you go. But I wanted to get rid of all the other videos because I want to port the 2 podcasts I had before. And I got to the point, I just got to call it a podcast. I can't call it an interview because when I start to do like an interview, I end up like adding onto the conversation. And that's a podcast. So just like these no commentary videos, I can't shut up. So I get excited and I want to talk. And so I just start blabbering and all that stuff. So from all 3 episodes, no more interviews. They're just podcasts from now on. But I want to port those podcasts over. This is funny. This is going backwards.
It's like no other episode.
So this was like the first. This is episode 99.
And then like, how do you do that? Your bathroom, obviously, you walk through the Harley Davidson.
So I plan on like changing. I'll probably change this to Fyer Moto or something. I may just leave it. I'll probably just leave it, to be honest with you, just because, like I said, it's history. I don't want to really change too much of it.
Not even tell their story.
But this was, to me, this was awesome to be able to do. Have them on this channel. The library of this, and I got Moto Alleys too, so I got to embarrass him. That was episode 99, and then episode 112 was Moto Alley.
Welcome back to another edition of Beyond the Ryde. Yeah. Today we have this, and I'll be good to go. Emu
He says something about, here you go, Canadians. Okay, this is when the free version ran out.
And the other thing is my camera will shut off.
Let me turn this down.
So I have to hit the...
We'll talk about the Canadian geese.
If I do see it in that I was like be the next victim.
Oh, drinking a monster. Big monsters back then. The other thing is not mentioned is like I said, I'm going back to work. Going back to work. Once again, feel bad for me. Probably just go back and edit the ride that I had today and go to sleep, even after drinking a monster, because I can. Hey, I hope you all are doing well. Once again, I appreciate y'all being a part of this, and I will see you on the next episode or the next live. So thank you again very much, and calling it a night. Y'all take care.